Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As you can see, I have a fun little stack right here. I'm gonna go through every book that I've read. That's not very nice. I'm gonna be going through every book I've read from June, July, and August. This stack doesn't seem too big for like 3 months, but honestly, like I think this was my best 3 months that I've read. Like I feel like I've been reading just like 3 books a month. Definitely feel like this is good for where I am. Let's just get started because my camera's acting up and I only have 45 minutes left on the SD card or something. I don't know. I need to get extras. I read 14 books this summer. I know a lot of people do like 14 books in 1 month and I wish that could be me. My Love on Tour thank you hoodie is out for delivery. Okay, so honestly, let's just get started. I think, okay, so in June, I started off with the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I hadn't read the books. I watched the first season. I watched the first season without reading the books and I really liked it. So I was like, okay, I'll like give the books a try, which I usually don't watch something unless I've read the book. Like Red, White, and Royal Blue, I haven't watched it because I haven't read the book yet. And I know it's been out for a long time and it was like one of the OG like book talk books. I haven't read it, just like these, but I watched the first season and it was really good. So I had to read all of them before the second season came out. So in June, I read these. Now, I don't know what I was expecting. I feel like I was expecting a lot more than I got. I ended up rating every single one of these books a whopping 2 stars. I know. And I like hold the series close to my heart. Like I love this series. I think I got like really annoyed with the characters so much. Like Belly, I got really annoyed with her. And then it was just a matter of like, I don't know. I was just frustrated reading these. And then Taylor also, like her and Belly fighting all the time. It was just like a lot. Like I know it's supposed to feel this way, but it felt very like high school and like middle school drama. So I was like, I'm not having any of this. I definitely liked the show better than this. I just felt like the characters were so annoying. Honestly, it was just really frustrating to read. I know it's a YA book, which made it really easy to read and like really easy to get through. I definitely like the series better. And I don't know if that's like a bad thing to say, but I didn't really like the books. I know a lot of people like them like a lot more than the series, but not me. I don't know. I just feel like I got more feeling from the series than the books. And I base my ratings purely on like my feelings and like how my experience was reading them. Which I'm actually gonna do a video, spoiler alert. I'm gonna do a video on how I rate my books because I feel like I haven't told you guys about that, like how I base my ratings. Okay. So the next book I read in June took up the entirety of June. Now, it's not because I didn't enjoy reading it. No. Where is it? Look at this. And I was also annotating, which I need to go back and like switch the tabs because it's not like aesthetically pleasing for me. I'm so dumb. No, it did not take me the entirety of June. It took me 3 days to read this. I don't know if that's like embarrassing or not, but it's 600 pages. I read this in June and then I read the sequel to it. Honestly, like I was terrified opening these books because like you see these giant pages, right? And you kind of like expect like a little bit bigger font. No, like the font is like minuscule, like tiny. So this felt like literally like an 800-page book, but these both were 5 stars for me. This one was maybe like, the sequel was maybe like 4 stars, 4.5, but like this series together, like 5 stars, 100%. I still think about Johnny and Shannon all the time. I didn't explain what these books are about. Well, you know The Summer I Turned Pretty. But Binding 13 and Keeping 13 are about Shannon and Johnny. Johnny's this like really good rugby player. Shannon's like this really like shy girl and she's new to the college that Johnny plays at. So that's how they meet. Now Johnny is like, you know how it is with like athlete and like sports romance books. The guy is always like very looked up to and you know there's like girls coming at him. He can't make mistakes. He feels like that's all he has. You know, that's how it is. This book is in high school, but Summer just feels very mature for her age, especially because of everything she's gone through, which, warning, this series gets pretty dark. So I would check like the trigger warnings before you read it. This series is very emotional, very dark. It's the ultimate slow burn. I love that the slow burn transfers over from this book to this book because I feel like if they're already in a relationship here, like it's just gonna be not boring, but it's gonna be like a lot to read. just about the relationship, and so I kind of like that the slow burn like kept going and carried over. The series is just like beautiful chemistry between the two of them, and even between the friend group. I love the friend group, and one of my favorite characters, Gibbsy and Claire, their book is coming out soon, so I need to get going and read Saving Six and Redeeming Six. I think so, yeah, Saving and Redeeming Six, so that I can read Gibbsy and Claire's book. I mean, I don't think I have to read it to read Claire and Gibbsy, but I miss them. I miss these characters. I constantly think about these. This is more like forbidden love, slow burn, like I said. Johnny is very much protector, who did this to you type of man, which we know gets the hype. Yeah, this series, while it's hefty and scary to read, it's definitely a good one, and I highly recommend it. So next we're moving on to July. These books that I'm about to show you I did in my like reading 24 hours challenge. That was my last video that I did, so if you want to go check that out, I do talk about these books that are coming up a little bit more in depth and like my actual feelings towards them. But now that I've sat with books, the ratings might have changed. Don't really think so though. I still like stick by the ratings that I had in that video, so go watch that video for more like in depth about what these books are about. But I'll just give like the tiniest short summary and like, I don't know, just recap my ratings and stuff. So I read Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams, and this is between, oh god, what's their name? Annie. Oh, yeah. Annie and Will. Will is Annie's sister-in-law's bodyguard. Yeah. Annie is a florist whose brother married Will's pop star. The characters are from When in Rome, because it goes When in Rome and then Practice Makes Perfect. When in Rome is about Amelia, which is the pop star, and Noah, which is Annie's brother. So that's how that starts, and then these two meet because they're, you know, work related or family related. So Will's trying to help Annie get a date, find a man, find a husband. He is just not trying to commit. He's trying to get out of this small town. It is a small town romance, which I don't typically like, but I'm actually eating it up now. Like, I don't know. So as you know, he's helping her. They, I think I rated this a 5-star, but I think I'm gonna go back and rate it a 4-star just because I didn't get very emotional. That's why I'm leaning towards a 4.5. I think that's what I'm settled with, but I'll go down to a 4. So final rating, we're gonna do 4 stars. Now that I've sat with it, might be the same rating as before, don't know. I honestly really just enjoyed this read. It was really refreshing, light-hearted, easy romance after finishing like Binding 13 and Keeping 13, because those were a little more emotional. So this was definitely like something I needed in the moment. Next we did Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. Tessa Bailey, I actually really like her writing. This book is about Natalie and August. This is a marriage of convenience and enemies to lovers trope. Thought I would eat this up, but I don't know, I wasn't really feeling this book. So this book got a 3-star, which isn't a bad rating. I feel like 3 stars get like a lot of hate now because it's like 3-star. No, even if I really like a book, I'll still give it 3 stars. This one, I think the like last half of the book redeemed it, just because in the beginning, like, I don't know, the enemies to lovers went away like really quickly, and I just didn't really relate to the characters or feel attached to them. So that's why I kind of didn't really feel emotional or like didn't feel anything towards the book. I was kind of just reading and like being like, oh okay, like cute, so I didn't really feel that emotion with this book. So yeah, I only gave this one 3 stars. I have Hook, Line, and Sinker on my bookshelf that I haven't read by Tessa Bailey, so I'll definitely give Tessa Bailey another try. I don't know, this book didn't do it for me, but it's also, I was comparing it to Practice Makes Perfect, which I gave a 4.5. So at this point I was kind of done reading romance because I wanted a little switch up. I was just comparing a lot of couples to another couple, so I thought I would skip around and do a thriller, which is She Started It by Sian Gilbert. I never know how to pronounce, I'm so sorry. So this book is basically 4 girls get invited to their old, I think it was high school, like not nemesis but frenemy. Her name was Poppy. So Poppy invites them to her wedding bachelorette party on a tropical island, all expenses paid, stay was paid, everything's done, everything's settled. So all they have to do is show up. Like, it seems like a lighthearted invite, but these girls like did some really mean things to her. So Poppy kind of has like a vendetta against them, and the trip is like not at all what it seems to be. It honestly just becomes horrifying for the girls. There's so many dark secrets that are revealed between them, and even the girls like start fighting against each other. It's been 10 years since the 4 girls have seen Poppy, so that's why they were a little bit uneasy about going, but they ended up going. And that's where everything, you know. This one I gave a 3-star, only because I kind of like figured out the plot twist, you know, the big plot twist that happens in thrillers. I figured that out a little bit early in the book, like literally like probably right here, not even, but I figured it out pretty early, so I wasn't all that surprised. I would like try to like underestimate myself and be like, no, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's this girl, but no, I was right at the end. But overall it was just like a nice read. Like it was a fun thriller. It was interesting finding out what the girls did to Poppy for a debut thriller. Like this was pretty good. The writing was really easy to read. I don't know, I felt really weirded out by Poppy. Like I don't know, she was weird. And then the girls were just like mean girls. I just wasn't all that attached, and yeah, I also guessed the ending. So but anyways, and we got Love Theoretically by Ellie Hazelwood. Now, oh, I didn't take the sticker off. Yeah, I tried taking off the sticker and it just backfired on me because now there's just a... I love Ellie Hazelwood's writing. Now, I've only read The Love Hypothesis. I haven't even read Love on the Brain, but The Love Hypothesis was one of my favorite reads last year, so I had to pick this up and read it. I think I almost read this like throughout the night, but I did stop literally like probably with this much left in the book. This is about Elsie and Jack. Elsie is this theoretical physicist. She also works as a professor, but she's looking to get another job. And conveniently enough, Jack is the, I believe he's the like department head or something like that, but he's overseeing the applications, and he has a applicant that he really wants the job for. And then Jack also turns out to be one of like her enemies in the physicist world. He's an experimental physicist. Jack and Elsie kind of have this enemies to lovers thing going on, but they're pretty much rivals. Interesting to see how this all works out as their rivals in the professional world, but then in their real world and personal lives, like they start falling for each other. So it's very interesting to literally see the chemistry. But honestly, Ellie Hazelwood knows how to write science. Honestly, I love the science aspect of her books. And also Adam and Olive from The Love Hypothesis make a comeback in this, and they like are cameo or whatever, and so that was really fun to read. I love this book. I'm like such a sucker for bickering. It's just a fun read and definitely one of my favorite romances that I've read so far. That's where my reading for 24 hours ended. I've started a book while I was finishing up the reading for 24 hours, so I didn't get to review it because I didn't finish it within 24 hours, or within whatever that challenge was, because I did it between like 3 days instead. I had started Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I'm sure you've heard about it. I'm sure you've seen it on TikTok or BookTube or wherever you've seen it, but I'm sure you've seen it. This is between Xaden and Violet, right? One of my favorite books, and I can't remember her name. So they're living in this world where you're either in the writer's quadrant or you're in the scribe, what is it called? I think it's the scribe quadrant. But basically writers have to go through a series of tasks and challenges, and they have to try to survive with each other before, you know, they end up killing each other. Her mom oversees the whole realm, so it's pretty hard to like not follow her mom's orders of being in the writer's quadrant. Why can't I say it? That's where she meets Xaden, who is the Fourth Wing section leader. I think he's 2 years older than her, maybe, but he's already gone through those tasks, so he's just overseeing a lot of the writers and training them and whatnot. This all happens because bonding day, they have to not pick a dragon, but the dragon has to pick them, because then they're bonded for life. But then there's like this little plot twist that happens on bonding day, and it kind of forces Xaden and Violet together. But yeah, I 100% need to go back and annotate this, because this was one of my favorite reads like ever. Like the fantasy was just so easy to understand. The chemistry between Violet and Xaden, like it wasn't like steamy. It wasn't like, I don't know, just based on attraction. It was more like intellectual and like emotional. This was just such an incredible return to fantasy. Honestly, a pretty easy read for fantasy beginners if you're not like super adapted to reading fantasy and like creating that imagination in your head. I think it was really easy to read. The chemistry between Xaden and Violet was chef's kiss. It was amazing. It was just like so much tension and so much enemies to lovers before the like lovers came in. I actually loved the dragon aspect of the book because I think it was like the aspect of the dragons just made it so much more fun to read, because the dragons, like, you would hear not hear what they say, but you would be able to read what they're saying to their rider, which riders and dragons can only communicate to each other. The thing that happens with Xaden and Violet, it just makes it the book like so much better. But yeah, just the fact that Xaden and Violet are pretty much like forced together and then they develop like this chemistry by themselves is just amazing. So this was definitely a 5-star read. This was 100%, like, I have not given it another thought. It's 5 stars, like, for sure. So I read that on my flight to Denver because I went to Denver in July, and then I ended up reading The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I took this book on vacation and a couple other books that I haven't read. This is about Claire and Whit. Meredith. It's about Meredith. Claire's the sister, sorry. So this is about Meredith and Whit. Meredith lost her sister Claire very recently, and she, you know, shut everybody out. She didn't talk to anyone. So when she goes to like her yearly vacation to Martha's Vineyard, everybody's there for a wedding, her cousin's wedding. And so she's finally like getting to reconnect with everyone that she just hasn't seen or talked to because, you know, her sister Claire died. So she's still, you know, coping with that loss, and so seeing her family just brings a lot back. It brings a lot of emotions back. Claire, her sister, was like this assassin's queen. Like, everyone looked up to her because she would win every single year. So they actually started playing assassins while they went to their family vacation, and Meredith meets Whit on the way there, and so they like kind of create this alliance together and just hang out a lot during the vacation and during the wedding and stuff, and so they kind of start falling in love. I rated this 3 stars. It was just cute, fun, easy summer read. I definitely recommend it for the summer because it was just like very fun and like fresh and like very cool side vibes. Love the aspect of the Assassins game because I actually didn't get to play Senior Assassins because my year got cut off short. So I didn't get to play that. So it was just fun experiencing it through them. Again, that's why I gave it 3 stars, because I wasn't really attached to them, or like, I don't know, the plot twist wasn't a plot twist. Like, I just kind of like, oh man, like, And then one of the characters was just like trying to give main character energy, and I just wasn't having it. I was just like, this is not about you, girl. This is not about you. So I was just getting frustrated with that character in particular, and Okay, so that wraps up July. Now, right, ready? This is where it gets crazy and hectic. I ended up getting a Kindle while I was on vacation, or it came in while I was on vacation. So when I came back, I had Kindle. And this Kindle has honestly been a lifesaver. Like, I have read so much in August that I did not think I was gonna read. I've just been reading a lot of Kindle Unlimited books, and so one of the first ones that I read was Call It What You Want. I automatically relate that to Call It What You Want by Taylor Swift. And so I was like, okay, I need to read this like right now. I had heard good things about it. It's by Alyssa Derigate? I can't see. So I don't even remember the characters' names, and I hate that I can't look up the back of the book because it's literally on my Kindle. It's about 200 pages, so it was just really easy read. So I flew by it really quickly. I gave this a 3 star. This is a situationship book, so the 2 main characters, I don't remember their names. I'm so sorry, I'm so bad with names. But this is a situationship book. The 2 main characters are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth throughout their years in college. So they're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's not like they're not getting anything out of it. Like, they're not dating, but they're doing everything that dating people do. Like, it was just really confusing for her. You know, she tries moving on, but it's always back to him. They keep like, I don't know, there's like a string between them, and it's like tying them together. Invisible String by Taylor Swift, that's all I can call it. I did review this on my Booksta, which if you want to check out, I'll have it linked in the description, you know, with all my stuff. But yeah, I gave this one a 3 star. Again, I wasn't attached to the characters. It was just like a fun, easy read. Like, I don't really have a lot of feelings towards it. I don't know. 3 stars is kind of like my in-between. I'll explain it later, but it's kind of like my in-between where I don't really have emotions towards it, but I kind of liked it. The next book I read was Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. Now, this was, I think, one of the OG like book talk books. I read this one because my cousin said it was really good, so I was like, okay, you know what, like, let's talk to her about it. I'll read it. This is about Mackenzie and Connor, I think. Connor's like this towny boy, and Mackenzie is said rich girl. Mackenzie has a boyfriend at the beginning, and that boyfriend ends up being one of Connor's, not enemies. I don't know if you would call it enemies. Connor doesn't like the guy. So Connor's trying to find a way to like win this fight between them. I don't know. Him and his friend group end up finding that like Mackenzie is the way to go apparently. So so they use Mackenzie as like revenge, and so Connor's kind of revenge plan is to get Mackenzie to fall in love with him so that she can leave the rich boyfriend, which is honestly pretty interesting. But I gave this a 3-star. I don't know, I just didn't like the aspect of using a girl as revenge dating, and I know it's fiction, I know it is, and I just didn't like that she wasn't single, but I get the point of it, so that's why I wasn't like super bothered by it, and I didn't like DNF it because I was kind of eating it up. I was like, oh. Now that was one of the things that like ticked me off. I was like, I don't really like when the female main character isn't single. I don't know. And then using her as revenge was kind of just like, okay, well, it makes for a good story. But like morally, I was just like, kind of not my thing. And then there's just a quick turnaround after the 3rd act breakup that I was like, girl, you're really gonna forgive him that quickly. Like, I don't know. It was a cute thing that he did, but I just like, that's why I give it 3 stars. I just, no emotion towards it. I felt kind of uncomfy. I have 2 more books. One of them is Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. Okay, so this is between Pippa and Jamie. Jamie is this like all-star like hockey player. Pippa turns into his assistant because he needs like someone to watch the house and watch the dog while he's away at games and stuff and like take care of his house, right? So Pippa ends up being that assistant. She's assigned to him through like an agency, I'm pretty sure, but she really needs the job to like make money and like get her own place because she's crashing with her sister. So Pippa takes the job, she ends up at Jamie's, and they actually know each other from high school, and they didn't know it then, but they were attracted to each other in high school. So like seeing each other years later is like a big shock to them, and they're like, oh, you. It's very Grumpy Sunshine, which I actually really love. I gave this one a 3-star. A lot of 3 stars going on. They had intense chemistry, intense spice, because it would literally be every other chapter, different steamy like chapter, and I'm like, oh my god. But I was just kind of like over it. I was like, where is the deep emotional content? I want to cry. And then there's this one quote that I have to find it. Hold on. I literally put it on my Goodreads and I was like, sorry, because I read it and I was like, oh, hold on. Okay, so ready? His nostrils flare and I have the urge to stroke my finger down his strong nose.
Sorry, you want to pick his nose?
I was so confused by that. I was really confused by that. I was like, I'm never, okay. Yeah, I was just getting bored of the same thing every chapter, and then that quote came up and I was like, I'm sorry? I don't know, but their relationship just felt really superficial because it was a lot of just like, I don't know, it was just very superficial and didn't really feel emotional, like besides the things that happened with his mom. But anyways, let's finish up with the last book and then I'll give you my summer stats. Okay, so I actually finished this book yesterday. So I'm still like giggling, screaming, kicking my feet. But I read Flawless by Elsie Silver, which is part of the Chestnut Spring series. So there's Flawless. Did I say Flawless or Fearless? Fearless. I think I said Flawless. I don't know. So it's Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, and Reckless. And then I believe Hopeless is coming out. Rhett is this like ultimate like bull rider cowboy. Summer is the daughter of Rhett's agent, and Summer's like assigned with this task to babysit him because Rhett has gotten into some trouble, which is, it's actually funny. Like the scandal is like stupid and it's like, it's just silly, lighthearted, and really not that serious, but it just makes it even funnier. So Rhett's, I guess in Gen Z terms, is getting canceled. So Summer has to like watch over him and make sure he doesn't do anything remotely horrible to ruin his reputation. So they're kind of forced proximity. But it's also Grumpy Sunshine, and I love it. I ate it up. I'm still sitting with this book, and I also have to read the rest of the series, but right now, this is a 5-star. Oh my god. There, I was just highlighting something on every page, and I was just truly, really enjoying it. It was just so good. I didn't think I would be attracted to like cowboy romance, but I was eating this up. I don't know, Rhett was like, wow. And then Summer, their bickering and their chemistry was just amazing. And I don't know, she would not back down, he would not back down. And just the looks that they would give each other, like it was just, chemistry was everywhere. Literally everywhere. I don't know, they were just joking around with each other and it's just so funny to me. So I love their interactions. Elsie Silver's writing was really good. And so I think that's what made this feel like such an easy, like amazing read. She like hit me with some emotional turmoil and I was like, oh my god. This is the first book that I've like teared up in like months. I haven't teared up at a book in like so long, probably since Happy Place, especially when they like, not a third act breakup because they weren't together, like they fought and like he was trying to profess his love to get her back and like, you know, like make her trust him again. So yeah, I got really attached to them. I stopped working for a little bit just so I can finish the book and then go back to work because I needed to know what happened. And I just don't think a book has consumed me that much in like so long. So definitely if you can read the series. I have a book which I actually might go and annotate it because this was just so good, so good. So I think I'm gonna go back and annotate this eventually. I ended up purchasing the whole series, so I have these all in paperback because I wanted the old covers. Like I love these covers, so I didn't, you know, when the new covers came out, I want to risk it. So I'm glad I got the old covers before, you know, they stopped selling those. But that's it for my summer wrap up. So June, July, and August. Those are all the books I've read. So now for summer stats. I read a total of 15 books. Did I say 14 in the beginning? I read 14 books this summer, maybe, I don't know, but I read 15. Pages read, I read a total of 5,902 pages in 3 months. I don't know if that's good or bad. Stars, we got 3 2 stars, 6 3 stars, 3 4 stars, and 4 5 stars. I might have to go back and recheck that. And then favorite couple, I did Binding 13 or Summer and Red. I think, no, Johnny and Shannon. I will forever hold them dear to my heart, so I think Johnny and Shannon wins it. Favorite book, I have to say Fourth Wing or Flawless. Either one of those two. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I do have a lot of book content coming up. I have so much planned, and I'm so excited for a specific video, which is why I'm not telling you my September TBR, because my TBR will be in that video, but it won't come out until the end of September. So stay patient with me on that one, but I will get that up and you guys will get to see the books I read for September. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe, stay tuned, stick around for more videos. I love book content, so I hope you do too. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.